Good morning. My name is Donnie Thomas, and as a way of introduction to myself, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm not. I am not a theologian, not a Bible scholar, not a pastor, just someone who wants to share some ways that God teaches me things. Sometimes in an unorthodox way or a weird way. He really reveals himself to me in many different ways. And today what I'd like to talk a little bit about is about the weather, which is kind of a strange way to approach God other than the fact that he controls it all. But I thought a lot about recently, we're from Northeast Georgia, and I'm sure we're like a lot of other people that are on here today. We had a very, very wet spring. It seemed like it rained all the time. Now gotten hot and dry, but while the rain part was going on, we obviously saw a lot of clouds. And as a matter of fact, we were in Thunder Canyon for a couple of weeks. And the first week that we were there, I think it rained every day. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I know it rained a lot. And there was a lot of cloud cover there. And I, like a lot of other people, I'm sure, have said many times when it was like that we would love to see the sun again. And fact about the clouds is that the sun is still there. We just can't happen to see it at the moment because of the obstacle of the clouds. God in many ways is just like the sun is visible in the clouds, even though sometimes our circumstances get in the way of us seeing God or seeing his movement or hearing from him or whatever. He's still always there. A lot of times we will have things that will happen in our lives, that challenges that come up or whatever that are out of our control, health, job situation, sometimes financial struggles that we're not brought on necessarily by ourselves, maybe from a job loss or a job change. And then sometimes they are brought on by ourselves. We make bad choices, that basically block our vision of God, or separate us from him. These are things that just make the divide very difficult, for us to. He's always there. Anytime that we can't feel him or that we are not dependent on him or can't feel him or whatever the scenario might be in that, it's always us that's moved. It's never him. He is always there. He's always loving us. He's always protecting us. So it's up to us to remove some of these obstacles, or sometimes the obstacles can't be moved, or it's in God's will that some of these struggles will remain, but we can still see the effects of God's work in us if we will just seek him out. And it does become a challenge in doing that. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying that I do it all the time. It's just a matter of, if we will seek him, we will find him. There again, it's up to us to do that. A couple of Bible references. One of them is in Hebrews 13:5. And the verses prior to this are leading up to some choices that we can make that are things that we do that bring on our separation from God. But then verse 13:5 says, I will never leave you or abandon you. That's the CSB version. And it's just a promise to us that God is always there, that he will never leave us and never forsake us. So we just have to seek him out in some of these difficult times. And it can really be a struggle, but it also can grow our relationship with the Lord. And then another time, and some things that happen that are not necessarily our choices, the Israelites' journey to the promised land, they ran into multiple opportunities or obstacles and challenges, and some of them were self-inflicted, some of them were not. But in Deuteronomy 31:8, this is where Moses is handing over the reins, the leadership to Joshua. He has been telling him, that the Lord will be with him in that journey. And then in Deuteronomy 31:8, it says, the Lord is the one who will go before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you or abandon you. Do not be afraid or discouraged. And that is the promise that I want to leave you with today. Even though these challenges are difficult, sometimes really impossible, most of the time impossible without the Lord's leadership. But we can rest assured that God is always there. He will always provide. He will seek and provide what we need at the time when we need it, but it will always be up to us to reach out and to seek Him and to seek His guidance and His influence on our lives. So I hope this helps you today, it encourages you in the difficult times to really reach out and know that God is always there, whether something in our lives or whatever is blocking our vision or our feelings of Him. Rest assured that He is always there. So hope you all have a great day, and hope that God richly blesses you.